next level.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Coach Tiffany Para with Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. We are here going center stage on the Own It platform, and today I have an amazing owner here. We're doing a business spotlight. Let me go ahead and just bring him on in because he's bringing the energy, so let me bring him on in. What's going on, Bodhi? How
Hi.
are you today? Oh my goodness.
Fantastic, thanks.
You. So, Bodhi, real quick, you got to tell everybody where you are coming from today. So, where are you at today? It is beautiful behind you.
Yeah, well, today, you know what? This isn't the best background. It is a real background, but I'm in the Caribbean. I am in Mexico on the island of Cozumel. And yeah, so I'm just out here. It's beautiful weather. It's really humid, but yeah, that's where I'm calling from today. I'm originally from Canada, but I get to spend my time working out here in Mexico.
How awesome is that, right? You get to work in paradise. So
Yeah.
let's talk a little bit about just you. So what's your background? Tell our audience a little bit about your background, a little bit about just what you are passionate about, because we're going to get into just this fitness thing right now, because this guy right here, he's a fitness fanatic just like I am.
Yeah, awesome. Well, you know, my background, I came from the corporate world. Well, I'll start I was born and raised in Calgary, Alberta, which is in Canada. And I followed my dad's footsteps. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur and, into sales and all that kind of stuff. Got into the corporate world. And during the pandemic, I did some self-evaluation and whatnot and, realized that corporate world wasn't where I wanted to be. I was doing very well at it and I just didn't. And I started reaching into my past and, some childhood stuff that I went through and whatnot. And, I sought out some help with that. And I started becoming a much healthy and healed and fitter version of myself. And I wanted to build a community of people that could do that for other people. So that's kind of where I started on the work side of things. And it is my passion, right? Like my passion is helping others. I'm a people pleaser, but in a healthy way, so now I've got a beautiful community that can help people do that. But if you want to go into my real passion, it's fly fishing. Fly fishing is my sanctuary, getting into those glacier rivers, standing waist deep in there, not being able to hear any vehicles or planes or anything like that. And, it's where I wash my soul and I rejuvenate, and it's where my thoughts become things, and that's my real passion. It's not about catching the fish. It's just about getting out there and being at one with yourself, with nature. Like, so water is my thing. And where my passion lies.
Oh, I love that. And it's just being out there and just being, right? Being in nature. I mean, that is so just the energy of just being out in nature, and water, I mean, especially is just so powerful and in just, helping us to find that balance. I mean, because we are, made up of water. So,
yeah.
so
yeah.
Being able to, I'm a tree hugger myself, Chris. So just to be able to get out there, that's so awesome. I would love to fish. I'm a little bit scared of fish though. So I don't like.
You know what? I haven't kept a fish in over 20 years. I always let them go. I don't have the heart for it. I use barbless hooks, to make sure that, there's little harm to them, get them in and out as fast as I can. I hardly ever take them out of the water. Maybe I'll take them out real quick, take a picture and put them back, just to capture the beauty later. But it's not even about catching the fish anymore.
Just the experience, right?
Yeah, it's my sanctuary.
I love that. So we talked prior about, that healing journey of yours. Let's dig a little bit into that. So how did that all come about?
Well, I'll try to go through this as quick as possible. But, like when I mentioned I went through, during the pandemic, I
Yeah.
loved the pandemic because it gave me a time to pivot and not panic, when a lot of people were panicking, and I was able to offer advice on how to pivot, and my pivot point was to dig back into my childhood and to what was, like why I am who you know what I mean? Like trying to dig out to figure out who I am today kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I went through a pretty traumatic childhood, with my mother. She was quite, she was quite abusive and whatnot. And I, I was basically conditioned that, like coaches and all that kind of stuff are not real. PTSD is not real. And that's how I grew up. And that's how I thought, until about 6 years ago, my daughter was 19 and this went viral all over the world, but it was on the news and I was in Canada at the time. And 6 years ago, my daughter had a couple girlfriends over and I've known them since they were little. And we live in a very safe place in Canada. And they both left to go catch a bus. And one of them came running back and said, Chris, Bodhi, there's 4 guys at the end of your street trying to take us into their vehicle and they're being very physical and aggressive with us. So I told my girlfriend at the time to go call the police and I went down there, handled it, got the girls to safety, long story short. And these guys didn't like it and they took out a baseball bat and they split me from here all the way back, knocked out my teeth, stabbed me. It was really horrific. And when I got out of the hospital and got back home and was starting to heal, I noticed that I couldn't have anybody in my presence. My daughter couldn't jump on me anymore and I'd push her off and be like, I couldn't have anybody in my space. My girlfriend couldn't put her arm around me in bed, while we were sleeping. I'd jump right out of bed, and I thought, wait, is PTSD real? Like, was I not told the truth when I was younger? So I swallowed my pride and I reached out to PTSD coaches and that made my world so much better. And then they introduced me to childhood trauma coaches. That made my life even 10 times better. And I was able to get all that stuff out. And then when my dogs passed away, which are my 2 favorite things in the entire world, which is Gibson and Taya, they were through all my good, my bad, my ugly, my sad, my happy, all of that stuff. And when they passed away, I'm very spontaneous. I just bought a plane ticket to Mexico. I sold all my stuff and I moved. And that was it. My daughter, she's an adult. She's on her own. So she didn't really need me around. And I got out here, met a beautiful community, and they took me into the jungle and did a bunch of energy work and energy clearing and light work and sound healing and all that kind of stuff. And I just thought, you know what, I got to build a community of people that are here to help people become the healthiest, healed, and fittest versions of themselves. It helped me so much. So, and that's what I did. I quit the corporate world and just dove in feet first, right away, head first into building a community like that.
Wow.
But that's how my healing journey started. And one thing I've learned is your healing never ends. Like it's not something you just go and get healed and then that's it. You're good. Like there's constantly learning for the rest of your life.
Right. No, absolutely, Chris. Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. And then we are going to talk a little bit more about Entrepreneur Fit and the platform. So we will be right back.
Sure.
That is such a fun commercial. That's
It is. It was fun. It was catchy. I caught myself bobbing my head to it a couple times.
Right. Me too. I think every time I see it, I definitely do dance to that. So, all right, Chris. So we are here. This is Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine. We have Bodhi Chris Chobotiuk. All right. I'm so happy I can say that. So
Chobotiuk, right. Yeah.
Yes. So, Chris, you are so amazing. I mean, that is just such an amazing story. I mean, you're a hero. I mean, you are a real life hero, and I commend you for just everything that you've gone through. Just taking that step, and you put yourself in. I mean, that could have cost you your life. I mean, to save these little girls. And I just, again, you jerked at my heart there. Okay, so
Yeah, it was funny. There was so many people that sent, like, there was so many so much happy mail, but there was a lot of hate mail too, calling me an idiot. Like, why would I go confront four guys in the dark, and all that. And I'm just thinking, like, what could have they done to them in 10 minutes, that I didn't go down there and I sat there. And I believe in certain circumstances, not all, but, like, if you watch something happening that you could, possibly help prevent or whatever, and you don't do anything about it, you're just as guilty as the person who's doing the crime, and so I have to, like, I was willing to sacrifice anything to help those two girls.
yeah.
But that's the start of how the company started and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm very grateful for it.
Let's talk about Entrepreneur Fit. So let's talk about just kind of how it works. Well, again, why you started. We already talked about that a little bit, just the journey and just kind of why you decided to start that. How did you start it? I mean, because it's kind of tough to start a business and start a community like this. I mean, and this is an amazing community that you have created here with Entrepreneur Fit.
Yeah, like, so I'm one of those guys who sleeps with a notepad beside my bed, and it's normally 3 o'clock in the morning when I wake up and I think of ideas, and I'll write them down. And I'm, like I said, I'm very spontaneous and very quick to it. I was working in the oil and gas industry selling software for a thing called AutoCAD. And I was there for about 5 years, and I came up with this idea, and I phoned my boss. I'm like, I quit. I'm like, I got this idea, and I'm going to go forward and go with it. And so what I did is I built a subscription-based platform where anybody in the world can subscribe for free, no strings attached, no obligation, and get access to literally every single health, wellness, healing, holistic, and fitness service and or products all in one place and all at a discounted rate. So we have things like breath work, we have addiction counseling, we have menopause coaches, autism coaches, nutritionalists, fitness advisors, hypnosis, tantra, sex therapists, ADHD coaches, and all kinds of supplements, and for your health and your immune system and gut health, and just literally anything you can think of. And we're trying to be as diverse as possible. So right now we've got about 185 practitioners or people who offer services to not only the other partners, but to all the subscribers, which we have just around 2,000 now internationally. And we've had the company for just over a year.
Wow.
And I named it Entrepreneur Fit for a couple of reasons. Is one, I've been working with entrepreneurs for the past 10 years, and I see the same habitual patterns. We're working 12, 14-hour days. We're a bit different, and we're neglecting our nutrition, our health, our exercise. We're losing intimacy with our partners, stress levels and spiritualities being affected. And the way I see it is those around us and our business are only as healthy as we are. So I wanted to build like a true rejuvenation and healing zone for entrepreneurs, but still open to the entire public, so that we had a chance to be the healthiest, healed, and fittest versions of ourselves. We all want to leave a legacy, and the healthier we are, the healthier our business is going to be, the healthier our legacy is going to be, and the healthier the hand down is going to be. Yeah. Now, I named it Entrepreneur Fit for that reason, to kind of cater to entrepreneurs, but still open to the public. Mm-hmm. But I also find it very important that the practitioners we bring on, we substantially want to grow their business, their visibility, and their connections, and just their overall business growth, right? Like, so when a partner comes on with us, we have a very unique program designed for them that we're not just a directory. We put them through massive steps that's literally, honest to God, worth $8,000. And so we put them through a process to substantially grow their business and visibility and their connections around the world, as long as they're working virtually. So not only are we helping people with all their health and wellness needs, we're helping the businesses also grow substantially.
Right. Yes. And you are hitting, again, how you're hitting that entrepreneur, right? And the entrepreneur is the one that works that 12, 14 hours, the business leaders as well, not just, you're entrepreneur, but you come from corporate and you see that, our stress levels right now, stress is that silent killer. People are just on that hamster wheel and it's go, 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 go. And they never stop. So I just love that you have this platform that has everything and anything they need. You said breath work, which a lot of people don't even understand it. They don't
Yeah.
even know that you can like literally like bring your heart rate down substantially
Oh, yeah.
just doing a few breaths and counting them. And just, I mean, it's so amazing what you have going on here. I mean, just it's a one-stop shop for everything. And then it's also helping, you know, again, the business owners like myself that are coaches, trainers, you know, people that are brand partners as well to be able to build the business. So I think that is just amazing.
Yeah. And, you know, just on a side note here, we are just launching another division of EntrepreneurFit as well called the Sanctum Circle, which is the exact same business, exact same platform and design, but we want to reach a different demographic. So we're going to be putting that in all the cruise ships internationally, all the resorts, all the retreats, and all the hotels as well. So our partners will be on there too, so we can reach that demographic. And then we just brought on a couple other services with EntrepreneurFit too, where, you know, like we want to be as unique and be as diverse as possible. So any of our partners who have clients or that have services like workshops or retreats or programs or equipment that they're selling or anything like that, we now have eFit easy financing, so that any of our partners, if they say they have a workshop that's $2,500 and they say, and their client says, well, I can't really afford that, that partner can say, well, here, just go to eFit easy financing and we can finance them at small monthly payments, and that partner's paid right away. We also have a division called eFit, which is the easy solution to building your health and wellness or fitness business. So we can literally, anybody who wants to start or run their own health and wellness, healing or holistic or fitness business, we can build their business in a matter of clicks. We can manage all their email send outs. We can manage all their social media, all just in a matter of clicks. It's extremely easy. So we're like a business in a box. So if anybody wants to start their own business, they can come to us as well too.
Oh wow! See, that's so amazing. I mean,
Thanks.
You're cutting out all the, I mean, all the questioning. It's all right there. I mean, I love this. I love this.
Thank you.
So, where and who does EntrepreneurFit? They offer their services basically to everyone. So it's everyone, right?
Yeah. So I went and traveled Europe a few months ago, and I got to, meet a lot of people in the health and wellness side of things. So we've really developed a business down the northern coast side of the UK, from England all the way up into Belgium. So we've got partners all through there. We've got them all through the US and Canada. So I think that's what you're asking, is who we can serve, right? So we are working with a partner here right now with International Wellness Alliance. They are amazing partners of ours. And we're trying to make it so that all of our partners' profiles can go be multilingual. But right now we're mostly in all the English speaking, countries here right now. So if our partners they can speak English or even any other language, but English, and, be able to work with people virtually, that's who we serve. And then just anybody around the world that can understand English can, subscribe and get their free subscription. But we will have it that people from even like China or whatever that don't speak English will be able to access our platform.
Oh, that's amazing. Awesome. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and cut to another quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back. And I know we talked about fly fishing with you and how that's definitely like that Zen zone for you. But as an entrepreneur, I also really want to talk a little bit more about how you kind of find that balance as well, and what self-care looks like for you.
How what? Sorry? How
self-care looks like for you as well. So,
oh, sure. Okay, yeah.
We'll be right back. are back. Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. We have Bodhi Chobotiuk here with us. He is founder of EntrepreneurFit. And the last, before we broke, I wanted to talk to Chris a little bit about just, what self-care looks like for you, Chris, because I know we did talk about, the fly fishing, but when you're an entrepreneur and you are going so much, I mean, what is it that you do to kind of find that balance? Because it's tough.
It is tough, like trying to. So yeah, I've just started to learn how to, to start taking some time for myself, and I kind of lost my way of remembering that when I'm out on the river and I'm doing my fly fishing or I'm out at the ocean or whatever, that's also work. It's work on myself, right? Like where that's where I rejuvenate, and stuff like that, and be able to reset and be able to come back so that I can focus on my business. And like I said, I mean, that's the place where my thoughts become things, because one of the biggest things I've learned, and I can't remember where I learned it from, but, if you align your beliefs with your thoughts become things. And that's where everything is able for me to have a clear mind and, just be able to open it up, your chakras and your mind and everything like that to be able to utilize it for your day-to-day life. Right. And then, so that's my biggest self-care of what I do, like, I mean, and then, when it comes to making sure that I eat properly, like there's that, which I still got to work on. But right behind me, that tree that you see is called a moringa tree. I'm not sure, I'm sure a lot of people have heard of it, but this is fresh air. So I cut those leaves down and make tea with it every morning and every night, and stuff like that. And that just is very relaxing and very healthy for you. So that's basically what I do. I mean, nature is my biggest, self-care of what I do is make sure I get out there and go barefoot, ground yourself with it, and surround yourself with like-minded people and good people with really good energy. One of the biggest acronyms that I've learned here in the past while is ROE, which in Canada, ROE stands for a record of employment. We all need it. But, now that I'm in this industry, ROE to me stands for, a return on energy, where people can give and receive that kind of energy, and there's a return on it, and that's not just a return on investment, it's a return on energy. So I make sure I surround myself with people like that. And to me, that's self-care too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Return on energy. Ooh, I love that. That's powerful. I'm gonna use that one. Thank you. I'm gonna steal that.
Yeah.
So what do you think has been the biggest challenge that you've come across, just, in building a business and, being an entrepreneur?
Being stubborn is my biggest challenge, because, I put so much passion into my business and all that kind of stuff that it's been hard for me to let other people in and want to be able to help me, which kind of pushed me into a corner of being uncoachable. Right. And I mean, I work with so many coaches. I mean, that's what my business is. We've got like 190 of them in there. And so I've now had to open up my mind, and I had to do it through meditation and do it through, like surrounding myself with people and actually listening, right? Not just with my ears, but listening with my soul and allowing people into being able to trust them. And that trust issue came from me being a kid, right? Not being able to trust people. But now that I've been doing this self-development and healing and stuff like that, I'm able to allow people into my energy space, so, but that was my biggest struggle, is being too stubborn and not allowing people in and trusting.
Yeah, and I think that's a big one for a lot of people as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Not wanting to open up. So I understand that you put together an event platform. It's called Wellness in White. So what is Wellness in White all about?
So it's Wellness and Light. I'm not sure if you said light or white, but yeah, it's Wellness and Light.
Okay.
Maybe I wrote it wrong, because we used to be called Wellness and White, but we changed it and now we're Wellness and Light. So when I came out to Mexico, it was funny, because I only knew one guy when I came out here, and he's told me, he's like, don't go walking the streets at night and all this stuff. It's not Canada. It's a lot different. And I'm one of those guys that just like, if you tell me to do something, I'm going to do the opposite. Right. I just am that guy. And so, of course, I went and took off and went walking down the streets. And this lady, her name is Roxana. She is absolutely amazing. She stopped me and she's like, you know, like, I love your energy. I think it's awesome. You know, like, I'm making a long story short. And she's like, can you come to the jungle with me? And we're going to do some energy clearing. And I was like, yeah, sure. So she brought me to this, you know, 82-year-old shaman. His name is Daniel. And see, I have ADD really, really bad. And I do the ADD section in my company or whatever. So what question, sorry, can you bring me back to the question you asked me again?
I was asking about wellness and light.
Oh, right. Yeah. So I met Roxana and we went to the jungle. We did this. He told me an amazing story about myself. It's like he knew me from, long story short, he just said, you feel so comfortable in Mexico because we called you back home. This is where you're originally from. And then Roxana and I came up and wanted to build community out here as well and bring people together and lock arms and be able to ground ourselves with like-minded people. So we came up with a platform called Wellness and Light. And we bring together all kinds of people that are in health, wellness, healing, holistic, you know, fitness and stuff like that. We bring them together and we have speakers. We wear all white because white is the color of healing. And we have speakers that will be able to present. And we started that in Mexico here in Playa del Carmen. We're now bringing it. We have our next event in Canada. And now we're just looking for people who want to be a part of Wellness and Light, that want to have events in all throughout the US and the UK and stuff like that. So we're really trying to make a movement on that. Right now there's no cost to it. It's just really just connecting people.
Yeah. Now, when's the next event?
So they're both live, and they're both going to be on December 19th, but one's in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, and one's in Calgary, Alberta, in Canada. We're just test running the Canada one here, Wellness and Light Canada, because we've only been running it in Mexico here. But we're just batting around the idea if we're going to bring it online as well too. I might be a little bit bright here. Is it bright where I am?
Just a tad, but you're okay. There you go.
Okay. All right. Then maybe that's a bit better. But yeah, so we wanted to, we just want to build that community and just kind of make a movement here, you know, and make it, you know, so people can do this all around the world, you know, and be connected.
And see, and I love the fact that, again, it's bringing holistic, wellness people together, because that's really the field that I got from, EntrepreneurFit. When I went in, I did my research and stuff, and, because we've had talks about just kind of, how I live my life. Right? I don't like medication, things like that. I like looking into the holistic ways of being able to, heal and tap into my energy. So I love the fact that you are giving everyone, those resources and also bringing those events. There need to be more events like that because there's so many people that don't know that there is another way to heal. So,
well, and like it's this isn't my phrase or whatnot, but it's something that I spoke at with the International Wellness Alliance. Is we can't heal in isolation. We can only heal in community, right? So to be able to bring people together for that and to be able to connect people with that is just, it's extremely heartwarming. It makes your soul smile, like it's really nice to be able to lock arms for that. And I'm not in it for, to make money off of those ones. And sure, we would like to, if the venue is going to cost something, we're going to have to compensate for that. But, for the most part, it's just really geared to bringing people together and locking arms and that are like-minded and making new soul friends.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So I know our time together when we get on here, it just goes so fast. But do you have any words of wisdom, words of encouragement that you would like to give our audience today?
You know what? Like, if it comes to business, running a business or whatever, I'm a huge believer, and this is just for me. I am not a book reader. I'm not somebody who hires coaches or whatnot. I'm a huge believer in failing. I love failing more than anything, and I love failing forward, and I love failing fast, and really take into consideration that ROE, the return on energy of what you're getting from other people's energies and what you're giving them or whatnot, because it's huge. And one of the other things that I'm a really big believer in is unmanifest yourself. So many people sit there and think, manifestations about, like, oh, I want this great car, I want this trip, and I want my family to be healthy, I want all this. But, when you say like, oh, this isn't going well for me, or this doesn't look good, or I'm not doing very good, or whatever, you're manifesting that too. So, you got to remember that, you know, there's a big part of all of us that needs to unmanifest certain things, right?
Yeah.
So, but those are the biggest things. Unmanifest yourself, you know, the ROE, and fail forward and fail fast and fail authentically, you know, and it's okay to ask for help. And coming from me, that's hard to say, because I'm not a help asker, if that's in the real language.
No, definitely. I feel you there. I'm the same way, Chris. So thank you so much for joining us today and bringing this amazing resource to, you know, our audience, to those coaches, those trainers, just those entrepreneurs that are out there in the health and wellness realm that are, you know, looking for a space to be able to lock arms with, you know, like-minded individuals, to be able to grow, to be able to shine. I am so excited to, you know, have the partnership with you as well. And everyone, I have to tell you, before we get off here today, Chris will be also on one of the covers, upcoming covers of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics magazine. And you will also be seeing him starting next month and the months to come, as well as one of our partners. So we're going to have some good stuff with Entrepreneur Fit. And again, Chris, thank you so much for joining us today. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will definitely see you next time.
Yeah, thanks. And I just wanted to mention my link is down there at the bottom. And if you guys, if you are a business owner and virtual, please reach out to me. Everything's on our website there, and I'd love to be able to talk to you. Or my calendar links on there and everything. But thank you so much, Tiffany. This has been such a pleasure just getting to know you. And I'm just really excited for everything that's coming into the future. It's a great ROE.
Great ROE, most definitely. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Oh, I think we're freezing up here, but okay.
Take it to the next level.